My name is Christine Morrison, and I'm from Michigan. I am court docket 954609DM. I wrote the book Judicial Criminals, The Greatest Fraud Upon American Society, America's Legal System. My website is judicialcriminal.com. Family court judges are above the law and order whatever they like, and you are coerced into agreements. I was precluded any legal remedy with up to 10 appeals filed, an attorney malpractice trial, and three motions are still under advisement. Non-custodial parents are criminalized, falsely arrested, silenced, looted of their assets, homes, possession, and life savings for parental rights. My case starts with a settlement agreement. An original and 2 amendments were entered without my consent, without my signature, and it was wrong per the court transcript. There was no property settlement. There was just custody and accurate financial information. The opposing attorney in the attorney malpractice trial said, because her then attorney has made prior errors which precluded her from having visitation with her daughter, she couldn't be with her daughter. That's it exactly. Defense attorney stipulated on the record the clients did not consent to the original or either amendments. I was awarded $220,000 for the attorney malpractice trial. The trial cost more than $220,000. The attorney appealed it. The appeals court reversed it. The appeals court awarded him $36,000 in costs. That attorney then liquidated $80,000 from my retirement accounts. I also didn't show up for a creditor's exam, and the court issued a warrant for my arrest contingent upon me paying the $36,000. That was back in the early 2000s. Child support. In 2019, Minnesota issued that the administrative child support process is unconstitutional. During the attorney malpractice trial, we had subpoenaed IRS corporate returns that showed in excess of $2 million. My ex reported $17,000 to the friend of the court, $500 a week, and his attorney testified in open court he believed his client wasn't submitting accurate income. The IRS subpoenaed corporate return trial exhibits are in the court and the attorney malpractice trial. Judge number 2 was the Chief Circuit Court judge.
And excuse me, ma'am, this is in Michigan, correct?
Michigan,
Okay.
Macomb County Circuit Court.
Okay.
Judge number 2, who I was in front of, Chief Massaroni, for 8 months after the child support was entered against me, I became medically disabled. I asked the court, the friend of the court, for over 8 months for a modification. I was denied. In September, 8 months later, the opposing counsel went in on an ex parte show cause order against my family. On 9/1, orders came out for a seizure, sealing, inventory, setting aside a quick claim deed to a third party, and immediate possession of my home. On 9/2, a lien was put on the title. On 9/23, there was an ex parte motion requesting a court order to sell my home. On 9/22, my then new attorneys, 2, filed a motion for abatement of the child support, a rehearing of the 9/1, 9/2 orders, and a disqualification of the Chief Circuit Court judge. That judge denied disqualifying himself. The motion was then reheard in November. Long story short, I was made homeless for over 8 weeks. I did get my property back, but it cost me more money than what the property was worth. And even when I got my property back, I went to file a police report for all the contents missing, and the police told me to go file with the court. Judge number 3 violated federal law and assessed against me $33,000 in retroactive child support. She also tagged on over $12,000 in attorney fees. On January 12th, the full cash bond was posted. My attorney filed an appeal for reversible error, and the next day she issued a bench warrant for my arrest. In the meantime, I had had bounty hunters after me. They came to my home asking for my whereabouts, went to my neighbors and pulled a gun on them. That's what you are subjected to. With the court orders taken under advisement, the settlement agreement that should be void and null. I have asked Michigan legislators for decades now for legislation and to void the settlement agreement. There's a 2005 case in Michigan, Logan versus Logan, where the Court of Appeals said that
You get 2 minutes, ma'am.
the trial court erred when it failed to enforce the settlement agreement because it's American contract law. It's a contract between two parties that they can't not enforce, but they did that to me. And there have been many attorneys that have filed to the U.S. Supreme Court for no remedy in law, and they're all dismissed. We have filed to the International Criminal Court. No legislation is going to correct this national crisis, and it's all because of one thing. It is called Title 4-D, and Melanie Cummings in 2002 wrote to and testified to the Senate in New Jersey, the defrauding of the hard-working American taxpayer, welfare reform, and the role of the family court. And Renee Beaker, who was chair of Michigan Now, stated, good fit mothers are losing custody in 70% of contested cases along with their homes, professional licenses, and life savings. The third judge threatened that if I did not show up on the show cause for the third appeal, that they would suspend my occupational licenses. So you have absolutely no rights, no right to a remedy in this court, and it's all because of the Title 4-D funding. What people don't know is this year alone, forensic psychiatrist Bandy Lee has said that the reimbursement is between 50 to 170 billion per year. So all the state courts go back to the Title 4-D fund, and they're reimbursed money, billions, all of them. The biological parents now are basically like the Cash for Kids scandal in Pennsylvania. We are slaves to this system for the Title 4-D that they've been collecting for since the 70s.
Thank you, Ms. Morrison.